How's it going, super friends? Welcome back to my channel, and it's that time of year again. What time is it, you ask? List season. But I'm going to do things a little bit different. I'm not going to do a top 10 list. I'm going to do just my favorites from each individual company. The only stipulation for making it on the list is it has to be something that I've purchased and reviewed on this channel, and it has to be a DC figure. This is a DC channel, so let's get into it. So if this is going to be a video showcasing my top DC action figures for the year, it's only fitting that we start with DC Essentials, and 4 of which stood out to me as being the very best of the year, the ones that I liked the very most. And in no particular order, the Cheetah figure, I feel, she was an excellent figure. I think she looked fantastic. She had the better DC Essentials ankle articulation as compared to the stupid ball joints that are weak and flimsy, and you can't even get them in the right place without twisting them and just making the figures look weird. Cheetah didn't have those trappings. I feel like her body proportions were fantastic. The paint job, the color palette was nice, and her facial sculpt, and even the painted facial features were pretty much spot on with mine, so I was really impressed with her. Along with the Red Hood figure. I know a lot of people didn't really like that figure as much because all the males are the same height. They have the crappy ankle articulation. Their arms and legs are kind of gangly because once they added in the elbows and the knees, it elongated both of their the legs and the arms. And the torso, they had to narrow down when they made it into an action figure as opposed to the original sculpt. But I feel like the Red Hood, as far as the male figures go this year, was the best of the best. And the jacket kind of mitigates some of the problems with the arms looking gangly and the torso looking like it might be a little bit too narrow. I like the helmet sculpt. I love this figure, except, of course, for the stuff that I've mentioned. The gangly bits and the ankles. But then also we had the Cyborg Superman. And for those of us who will never be able to afford the DC Direct version, this is an excellent one to get if you can't afford it. So in my opinion, doesn't look quite as good as the DC Direct version, the original one from Return of Superman. But that being said, I really feel like this is absolutely worth the time for you to track down if you haven't got it, because I just think it was a solid figure. And then finally, I actually really like the Batgirl of Burnside. The Burnside suit is not my favorite suit, but I feel like they did a good enough job with this figure that it warrants picking up if you're a Batgirl fan, and if you're looking for like a 7-inch scale Batgirl, I feel like they did a pretty good job with her as well. Now for covering the Mattel side of things, I'm going to do some Multiverse, and I'm going to do some Batman mission stuff. For Multiverse, the figures that I like the most, KG Beast was one that I thought they did a fantastic job of. Great use of the Motu Buck. I like the Red Robin. There could have been some more paint detail on the belt, but that Red Robin figure was actually pretty fantastic in itself. And the Alfred figure was one that a lot of people were very happy to receive. I think it's a fantastic figure, and it's great that it comes with all those extra head sculpts. The 66 comic or 89 Batman version. Fantastic figure in itself. And then, of course, for the missions line, I'd be amiss if I didn't mention Bane. I think that Bane figure was fantastic this year. Fits right in with the missions line. And then, of course, my number one missions figure would actually be Mr. Freeze for this year. I think Mr. Freeze was fantastic. I wish that they did a Multiverse version that looked like that Mr. Freeze, because he was really cool looking. As for Mezco 1/12 Collective, I'd really like the Dark Side figure this year. I thought that he was fantastic with the light-up eyes. I think they nailed the overall look, and the magnetic belt that you could stick his mother box to was a nice little additive there. Clown Prince of Crime Joker was definitely very, very cool, as was the Commissioner Gordon that came with that fantastic bat signal and the diorama. Awesome figure, probably the best Gordon figure I think I've seen to date. I liked the previous exclusive blue and gray version of Batman. I thought that he was really awesome this year, along with the classic Wonder Woman. I thought that she was pretty good. I would have rather seen the comic version, but hey, for now, I can definitely fill that spot with the classic version. And I'm still going to get the comic version too. I mean, you got to have both. And then on to NECA, which really actually holds my top 3 figures for the year. I was really impressed by the Green Lantern figure that came with the Green Lantern slash Sinestro Corps Predator pack. That Green Lantern is a fantastic looking figure, and it nails that comic accurate look of Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart really, really well. The Batman figure that came with the Joker alien, I think, is absolutely iconic. They did a great job with that figure. Capsule belt, oval on the chest. You got the dark navy blue, the long horns, the grimacy face. I think that Batman figure is probably one of the best Batman figures ever made. And then my top figure, actually, of the year, I know this isn't a list, but my favorite figure for the entire year is actually the NECA San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Superman figure that came in the Superman Aliens 2-pack. That is the Superman figure that a lot of people like myself were waiting for. The face sculpt definitely leaves something to be desired. It looked a lot better in the promotional images, but you can pop different heads on there, and in my opinion, you have the Superman figure that a lot of us have been waiting a long time for. Between the color palette and the articulation of the entire NECA DC wave, I feel like NECA just killed it this year, right out of the gate with their DC offerings, and I love them all so much. You might notice that there's no Mafex, no Beast Kingdom, and no SH Figuarts in this list, and that's because I can't recall actually reviewing any. If I had to review the Aquaman, maybe the Mafex Aquaman would have made the list, but I never reviewed him, so he didn't make it in the video. But that's it. That's my top DC action figures for the year. What were yours? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you liked the video, please leave a like on it, and if you're not yet subscribed to the channel and you would like to become a super friend and join the DC squad, well, you know how that works. There's a red button. It says subscribe, and I will see you with the next one. Have an awesome day, super friends, and take care.